Hello, and welcome back to the show, JM Pro Sports Talk. We are brought to you by wannaparlay.com. Use promo code JMP to get you 100% deposit match, $10, $250. And yeah, it's like fucking 3 in the morning, so I'm recording this right now. And yeah, so we are going to be talking about today the NFL from today or yesterday. And then we're going to talk about college football from 2 days ago. And that's pretty much all we're talking about today. Going to be a little bit shorter of an episode. Probably not. It'll probably still be like an hour 15 or something. But let's get into the NFL. We'll leave the college football for last. Okay, so a lot of my predictions were not good. So we're going to start off with the first game on the menu. The Browns and the 49ers. I know that the Niners scored 26, and it was 26-8, but it felt like it was decent. Actually, a little closer than that, just because the yardage and that was gained overall, as team, was not that significantly far apart. Because I'm pretty sure their stats. Yeah, the Browns had 253 yards, and the Niners had 252, which is crazy. Yeah, I mean, the Browns are just bad. Somehow, Shador's starting next week. Because Kevin Stefanski after the game said that he's going to be starting 100% next week, even though, I don't know. I guess. I mean, I don't think he's playing bad, but I don't think he's playing good. He kind of looked like he was reverting back to Colorado Shador, where he would hold the ball for 9 years and act like he has the greatest offensive line of all time. Because he had 2 of those sacks where he literally just stood back in the pocket. People are getting closer to sacking him, and he's just like, I'm just going to sit here and wait and wait and wait and wait. It's like, well, dude, you're going to get sacked there, buddy. Yeah, I mean, not really much to talk about in this game, besides, George Kittle played really good, and so did, obviously, Christian McCaffrey. I mean, Christian didn't play amazing, but C-Mac played pretty good. And then Brock Purdy, he didn't really play great, but he didn't play bad. But I think it's just, you play the Browns, you're not going to look great on offense because their defense is so good. Yeah, Judkins did decent. Harold Fannin did all right. Other than that, it was a bad game. Let's just be honest. It was a bad game. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. Wasn't a good game. That's it. That game sucked. Unless you're a 49ers fan or maybe a Browns fan, so you can get a better draft pick. Also, people that are saying clear out your throat on TikTok. This is how I fucking talk all the time. Can't control it. But I will let you kiss me on my mouth. That will be happening. Next game we got is the Jaguars and the Titans. I think I said that the Jaguars were going to win and cover, which they obviously did. Trevor Lawrence played pretty good today. They couldn't run the ball, and they still won. And Jacoby Myers had a great game, even with Brian Thomas back. Brian Thomas didn't do anything the whole game. And then Cam Ward threw the ball 38 times and only had 141 yards. Actually insane. The Jaguars are starting to get healthy, though. Perfect timing. For the playoffs, getting ready to ramp everything up for the playoffs. And the Titans, they needed to lose, and they lost. And the Jaguars winning this game, like I said last week, gets them in the 1 seed. And guess where they're at? Or not the 1 seed, sorry. First in their division. And they're now the 1 seed in their division. Don't know why I keep saying 1 seed. They're first in their division. And they play the Colts next week. So if they beat the Colts, they already are in first over them. So that means that they would be 2 games up, basically, unless I don't know what the tiebreaker is. Unless was probably because they lost and it was in division. That's probably what it was. Because the Colts play 4 division games in the next 5 weeks. So, yeah. And the Jaguars play 3. So that means Jaguars have played more, so they have a better division record. But, yeah, the Jaguars looked pretty good today. I think everybody plays pretty good when you're the Titans. Titans are officially eliminated from the playoffs today as well. Pretty impressive to happen in week, 13? Don't know how you do that, but, you know, pretty nuts. Not really much on this game besides I think Trevor Lawrence played pretty good, and that Jacoby Myers played really good. Oh, also, I think Parker Washington got hurt, which is pretty ass. Yeah. So we'll just go to the next one because there's not much else to talk about with that one because the only thing it was is that the Jaguars took the Colts spot. And speaking of the Colts, they are the next game, and they looking like they're pretty fraudulent at the moment. I know that Danny Dimes is hurt, and now they're losing Sauce Gardner as well. Not great. Not great at all. And CJ Stroud comes back. I know he didn't. I mean, he was out for a month, but he came back and he played pretty well. I'm not gonna lie. I know he threw a pick, but didn't throw any touchdowns. But I think he played pretty well. Woody Marks played pretty not well. I mean, he averaged 3.4 yards a carry, but he also got hurt and then came back in. Nico Collins had 98 receiving yards. He had 105 scrimmage yards and a touchdown because he ran one in. But the fucking, what are you wagging your tail for? Oh, there's a cat over there. Sorry. Yeah, Danny Dimes, he did not look very comfortable this entire game. And Jonathan Taylor, he cannot. If he is not running the ball good, they aren't winning. And the Colts offense has not looked good for like 3 or 4 weeks now, because I think they in their last 4 games are 1-4 now. Could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure that they are now 1-4, or not 1-4, 1-3 in their last 4. And if every game that they've been playing, it seems like if Jonathan Taylor is not doing good, they are not winning games. Which, I mean, it makes sense. He's the best player on their team, but it's like you got to have other ways to win. I know earlier in the season when Jonathan Taylor wasn't playing amazing, they were still able to win games, but it does not seem like they are going to be winning any games, really. Because, I mean, they're 1-3 in their last 4 games. The only win they have is against the Falcons, who are terrible. They've played the Steelers. They lost. They played the Chiefs, which they lost, and they should have won if they just gave the ball to Jonathan Taylor. And now they played the Texans, one of the best defenses in the league, and they lost. What are you doing? You want to be on? But yeah, the Colts are in the dumps right now. I think Daniel Jones looked like he was hurt. Especially watching a lot of the game. He did not look like he was healthy. He barely threw over 50%. Didn't run today either, which he normally is running a little bit at least. And Michael Pittman only had 1 catch, 4 targets. Yeah, I mean the Colts they're on their way to maybe not even making the playoffs realistically if they keep it up how they are, and they got a tough schedule coming up. They play the Jags, which they could lose. They play Seattle, which they could lose. San Fran, Jacksonville, and Houston. Like, that's a tough-ass schedule. So there's a good chance they could possibly finish the season 9-8 or 8-9. I don't think they will. I think they at least get 1 or 2 of those games, but it's gonna be tough, especially with the Jaguars fighting for the division and the Texans. Now the Texans are on a 4-game win streak. And I mean, the Colts offense, it was the best offense in the league for 10 weeks, 11 weeks, but it just spiraling out and they just can't do anything. And the Texans are just unreal on defense. I mean, I don't know if there was any turnovers in this game. Yeah, I don't know there one. Or not for them anyways. CJ's turnover. There was only 1 turnover. But that fucking Houston defense is unfucking believably good. And there was a lot of shitty pass interference calls in this game as well. Like, they were just calling stupid shit. Like, there was a pass interference call in this game where the ball was like 15 yards out of bounds. Like, how do you even call that? The refs definitely know that if their ball is out of uncatchable, that it is not pass interference, but they're like, yeah, fuck it, we're just going to call it anyways. Makes no fucking sense. Then we're going to go on to the shitty game. Really, really, really shitty game of the week. Where did she go? There she is. Fantastic. Tyler Shuck didn't look terrible, which is surprising. I know he didn't do amazing, but he didn't do bad either. I mean, you're working with not a lot, really. I mean, he's got Chris Olave, which is a good receiver, and then he's got Deshaun Vele. I think his name is Deshaun, right? Could be wrong. Devon Vele. Jawan Johnson's a good tight end, but I mean, he's not amazing. And then Taysom Hill doesn't really do anything for them anymore. And they didn't have Kamara. Keandre Miller's hurt, you know. And then Tua is ass. I mean, he's really bad. The only reason the Dolphins won this game is because they have Devon Achane on their team. Because other than that, no one did anything, and they just kicked a bunch of field goals. Couldn't get the ball to Jalen Waddle. They didn't even throw it to Devon Achane. But one time, when he's one of their best and most explosive people on the team when he gets the ball. Yeah. Tua is just on absolute garbage. And then also, at the end of this game, first of all, Tyler Shuck throws up a pick 2 because Minkah Fitzpatrick returns a pick on the 2-point conversion for 2 points, puts them up by 4. And then the Saints get the onside kick, and quite clearly he touches the ball before the 10 yards, hits him in his chest, goes down, and then he slides past it. And then they review it, and they're looking at the review, and they said that it somehow hits the Dolphins. That made no sense. You could not say that hit the Dolphins, and they said they called that on the field, which they definitely didn't say that they did that either. So that made no fucking sense. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But whatever. I mean, I guess who cares? They lost anyways, but the refs got to figure it out. They've been calling shitty games lately. But Devon Achane he's becoming like a superstar, dude. He needs to get out of Miami. Like, if he was on, like, the 49ers or something, which obviously they have McCaffrey, but Devon Achane's, like, 5 years younger than him. If they had him, Devon Achane would be, like, Mostert levels over there. Except he can catch. Mostert, they never really passed the ball to him. They would use, like, Jeff Wilson to pass the ball. So, he is looking unreal. And that is it for the Dolphins. Other than that, they are ass. I mean, this game just was terrible in general. 21-17 is the final. I picked the Dolphins to win, I believe. I bet on their spread, which unfortunately did not hit. I'm actually going to tell you what I bet on. I bet the Browns to win. Everyone should know that because I thought they had a good chance of winning. And then they played like absolute dog shit. And then the other games, I did the Jaguars. I did them -6. Yeah. The Dolphins, I said they were going to win. I bet them -5.5. I didn't know if it was going to be good or not because sometimes the Dolphins play like dog shit, and that's what they did today. And then I picked Houston to win, straight up. Didn't do the spread because I'm a fucking G like that. Yeah. But that game was ass. And then the next game we're going to talk about is also ass. I said last week, Kirk Cousins might be Kirk O'Chains again. He's not. He played like not great today. Not bad, but not great. He's Kirk Cousins. You know, sometimes he's gonna play good, sometimes he's gonna play bad. He's also coming off a week where he played good, so I should have expected him to not play amazing. Bijan absolutely fucking is a dog though. And then Vulture's coming in to take the touchdown, Mr. Tyler Algier. And they're finally throwing it to fucking Kyle Pitts as well. So, smart for them. But it didn't work out this week because they fucking lost. They lost too because fucking Zane Gonzalez missed a field goal. He's probably too busy fucking doing that shit where he's got OCD and he fixes his hair. Yeah. But Falcons are bad. Really unfortunate for them because they don't have their first round pick. And then Tyrod Taylor's coming in and fucking every Jets fan right in the mouth because they now are getting a better or a worse draft pick because they fucking won the game. I mean, they have so many fucking good playmakers, though. I'm not really surprised that they're playing decent because they have so many good players on their team. And it seems like every week, too, in the league. I know Jonathan Taylor, but he has been kind of bad for the past couple weeks. Is one of the best running backs, but it seems like every week it switches off on Bijan balling out or Jahmyr Gibbs. They never seem to have a good week the same week, but they are, one of them's always balling. Like last week, Gibbs had 200 yards and was balling, and then this week it was Bijan that had like 200 all-purpose or scrimmage yards and a touchdown. So that's pretty fun. You love to see stuff like that. Because, well, the only reason you wouldn't like to see it is because these motherfuckers, the week after, they play like dog shit. And the Falcons, I don't understand how they lost this game. They had a bunch of chances to fucking win, and they kept fucking doing nothing with the ball. I thought this game went to overtime. It did go to overtime, didn't it? I'm right down. No, they kicked a field goal at the end of the game. Okay. But let me see these drives real quick. The fucking Falcons in the fourth quarter scored a touchdown, and then the Jets scored a touchdown to tie the game. And then the Falcons, 3 plays, 1 yard, 22 seconds. Punt the ball to the Jets. The Jets, 3 plays, -1 yards, 29 seconds. This is all in the last, 3 minutes of the game. And then the Falcons get the ball again. 3 plays, 0 yards, 22 seconds. Punt. And then the Jets get the fucking ball. 7 plays, 19 yards. Nick Folk kicks a fucking line drive field goal from 56 yards and wins the game. This ball that he kicked, no joke, looked like it was 10 feet off the ground the entire time that he fucking kicked it. It made no fucking sense at all. I don't know how it didn't get blocked, honestly. Yeah. It was not a good game, really, for the most part. A lot of punts and the whole game. This is how the fucking game starts. Punt, and then a punt. Then the Jets score, and then it's a punt, touchdown, halftime. Punt, touchdown, miss field goal, field goal, touchdown, punt, field goal. How the fuck does this happen? Every drive that they didn't score, a punt or a missed field goal. There's no interceptions, nothing. Just punts. Like that fucking dude on TikTok, he's like, punts. Shit's funny. Yeah, but also another thing I have about this game. How the fuck I know he fucked up 2 weeks in a row, but A.D. Mitchell has been playing really good for the Jets. He wasn't even playing that bad for the fucking Colts, and he just fucking tossed the ball before he scored, and then, which I know that did lose them a game, which they would technically be in first place right now, but he's been playing really good. No lie, he's been balling. Because this week, goddamn, he had 8 catches for 102 yards. If the Jets can go out and get a quarterback next year, like in the draft or whatever, like a decent one, not somebody that's all right, whatever, but a decent quarterback, they could have a decently nice team. I mean, they got fucking 4 first-round picks in the next 2 years, or 3 or 5, not 4. And then also the dude on their team, Isaiah Williams, I believe. That might be his name. I'm not sure. Yeah, Isaiah Williams. He has a big punt return almost every fucking week. Don't get it. But he had like a 80-yard punt return and fucking got I don't even remember when that was. That might have. No, I don't know. I don't know when it was. I forget. But yeah, another terrible game. I know the score is 27-24 and it looked decent on paper, but it's not. It was not a good game. I promise you that. Kirk Cousins versus Tyrod Taylor is not a matchup you want to see in 2025. But we're going to go to the next one because that one was slightly more exciting, even though the score is a little lower, mostly because it was Baker Mayfield and Jacoby Brissett slinging the ball. And let's see. Yeah. So Jacoby Brissett has another game where he throws the ball 40 fucking times. I know you're like really bad, but I don't think the answer is making Jacoby Brissett throw the ball until his fucking arm falls off, because dude is throwing the ball like, no joke, I bet you he's thrown the ball 300 times in the last 5 weeks. Let me see. I want to see his game logs. And no, I don't want to see one. I want to see his game log. There it is. He has thrown the ball since he's been starting. The least amount of times he's thrown it is 31. And he's had 2 games under 40 pass attempts. That is fucking insane. Dude is gonna need Tommy John surgery after the season. But he is being very efficient at when he is throwing the ball that much. Not even gonna lie to you. I mean, and he's 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, 2 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, a touchdown, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. He's being efficient and he's playing decently well. It's just like, I feel like eventually that is gonna his arm is gonna be hurt. But Bucky was back today. That was exciting. He played pretty well. He didn't run efficiently, but he normally doesn't run super efficiently. He's more of a scat back anyways, like get out, maybe get it like a couple of yards, and then he's going to receive the ball. And he did receive the ball 2 times, 20 yards. He had a touchdown. Really happy for me because I've had him in fantasy all year, and he's played fucking 5 games. Really fucking annoying. And Baker, he almost looked like he hurt himself again, but he was playing very well for someone that was hurt. I know there's no excuses for you playing and being hurt, but he did look good for someone that I know for a fact hurt his shoulder last week, and they had fucking Teddy Bridgewater come in for him. So that was a good game. He was still running the ball. I mean, he's still fighting. And Chris Godwin, he looks like he's back to being Chris Godwin, because he had a three catches for 78 yards. I thought he scored, but he did not. The only throwing touchdown that Baker had was to Tristan Wirfs. So that was crazy. Seeing Tristan Wirfs score, but he is a big athletic dude. There is going to be an offensive lineman coming into the league next year or 2 years from now. I don't know what year he's in college, but that probably will be scoring touchdowns is can't remember his fucking name. Alabama's left tackle, because I want the Bengals to draft him, but I forgot his name right now. But he is athletic as fuck, and they actually call plays for this dude. It's nuts. Yeah, but I don't get why the fucking Cardinals think that Jacoby Brissett is Tom Brady, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna throw the fucking ball 650 times, and you're gonna fucking like it. Also, Marvin Harrison came back this week and got hurt again. That's unfortunate. And he wasn't even hurt, I don't think. I think he had like surgery or something, didn't he? I think he had like an appendectomy or something, maybe. I don't know. And then bitch ass Michael Wilson did not do good this week. I mean, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I mean, you're not going to do good every week. Michael Wilson, it's not like he's fucking a superstar or anything. But 3 catches for him, 36 this week. Trey McBride did score, though. That was nice. Nice little tutty to get them back in the game, I believe. I think it was their second to last one. No, it was the last touchdown of the game, yeah. But yeah, this wasn't very. I mean, it was a decent game, but it was definitely more exciting than most of the games this weekend, because but we're gonna get to the best game this weekend in a second. Because there wasn't too many exciting games on the weekend. I mean, the Miami one was kind of getting exciting, and then they did an onside kick that shouldn't have been an onside kick that they recovered, and then they didn't do anything with the ball. And then the Jets game, the Colts game was decent. It's just the Texans they're just not an exciting team to watch, really. And then all the other games pretty much were just ass. But this game is probably the game of the week so far, I would say, or pretty close to it. The Rams and the Panthers. I did say that I thought the Panthers were going to get the fuck kicked out of them. Now, did I think Matt Stafford was going to break his streak of throwing touchdowns? Or not throwing touchdowns, and not throwing interceptions? No, I didn't. I also didn't think he's going to throw 2 picks, and one of them was in the end zone, and one of them was a pick six. Not ideal. You basically had a 14-point swing from 2 interceptions, and they only lost by 3, which was actually pretty impressive. But yeah, the Rams defense could not stop Bryce Young or a lot of it was turnovers, but the Rams were running. Not the Rams. The Panthers could run the ball. They were running the ball fairly well all day, and they need to do that. If they fucking run, even if it's not working, I don't know why teams don't do this. If you run the ball, even if you're not getting a crazy amount of yards, you should still run it a little bit more than you're going to pass. Especially if you don't have a great quarterback like Bryce Young. He's not a great quarterback. I don't care how good he plays. Unless he does it for an extended time, he's not ever going to be considered a good quarterback. But he had a good game today. 15 to 20 for 3 touchdowns is a great game. But they need to do what they did today. They ran the ball, 35 times? I think that's 35, yeah. No. Well, Bryce Young had 5 carries too. So they ran the ball 40 times or something. Yeah, dude, they played a great game today. And I know Max isn't here, but the Panthers are looking like a decently good team. I'm not gonna lie, they beat the Packers and the Rams, and they are 1 game out of their division. Looks like I know the Falcons lost their quarterback for the season, but still, Panthers are looking good. Anyways, more about the Rams because they fumbled the number 1 overall seed losing to the Panthers, and now the Rams, or not the Rams. I just talked about them. Something happens when you do this in 3 a.m. The Bears are now the number 1 seed in the NFC, and we are going to find out if the AFC number 1 seed changes tomorrow or not. But Devontae Adams scores again. What a fucking surprise. No, actually, sorry. He scored twice because he always does. This man has 11 touchdowns in the last 6 games he's played, which is nuts. And Blake Corum and Kyron Williams sharing the backfield is something like you don't need. I just don't understand this. If you have 2 decently good running backs, split the carries with these dudes. You could have Matt Stafford throw the ball, take 25% of his throws away, give them to the running back and run the ball, especially when Blake Corum is running like he has been. He's been running really good. And Kyron Williams is Kyron Williams, so he's going to be all right, I guess. But he's a volume merchant, if you could say so. But yeah, they, I think, should definitely be having them as a duo, kind of like not like the Lions, because the Lions sometimes get out of that and they just give the ball to Gibbs or they just give the ball to David Montgomery. But the Rams are fucking. Sorry. The Rams are really fucking good. And then Bryce Young got his first game that was in the 200 number. He had every other game was a 400. Actually, he has one 400-yard game, one 300-yard game, and then the rest of his games were 100-yard games and didn't have any 200s. Got his first one today. So that's nice. And then I think the Panthers, if the Buccaneers keep slipping up, which they finally won today because they were on a 3-game slide, and they play the Cardinal. God damn it, I can't talk. The Panthers play the Buccaneers 2 times in the last 3 weeks, or in the next 3 weeks. Am I done? This the last 3 weeks, right? There's only 4 games left. It's 14, 15, 16, 17. There's 5 games left, I'm pretty sure. Could be wrong. I don't know. Might be dumb. But yeah. But they also do have a tough schedule. They play New Orleans next week, which they already lost to. Then they play Tampa, and then Seattle, and then Tampa again. Gonna be rough. I did forget this too. Matt Stafford, the drive before he threw an interception, he threw his 28th touchdown without throwing a pick, which is the record for doing that. So congratulations to him. And then ruining it by throwing 2 interceptions, one being an interception, 2 for a touchdown, and 1 being in the end zone. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. But I think if the Panthers want to keep winning, they need to give the ball to Chuba Hubbard and give the ball to Rico Dowdle and do not throw the ball down the field unless it's to Ted, because none of the receiver on your team really seems like they want to go up and get balls unless it's Ted. So if I'm you, or if I'm Dave Canales, I am only throwing the ball down the field if it is to Torrey McMillan, and he had one catch today for 43 yards. You know where it was? Down the field. Jalen Coker also is good down the field, but he also is very he's a lot better route runner, I feel like, than Ted is. Ted is more of like a post fucking like streaks, maybe like a fucking slant type guy. And Jalen Coker can do a lot more, I feel like. But Jalen Coker actually was back today. I like Jalen Coker. He's pretty good. But yeah. And then the last thing I had on this game is Puka made one of the nastiest catches I've ever seen. Fucking Mike Jackson had the ball in his hand, and then Puka ran over and like snatched it while he's diving and pulls it in, and dude, it was nuts. But Puka has also not been playing amazing like he was at the beginning of the season. I mean, he only had 72 yards today, which is still good, but he at the beginning of the year was unreal, and then all of a sudden he's not really been super crazy good anymore, like as he was. But that is the last of the 1 o'clock games. So we'll move on to the 4 o'clock games. These were all blowouts, which I'm not surprised about. I think I predicted all of them to be blowouts besides the Chargers. So I had this game being, I think I had the score 34-3. It was 26-0. So that was pretty decently close, or 31-3 or something like that. But I will say, I will admit this. I'm not gonna not hold back, But I did write after like the second quarter that Max Brosmer looked better than JJ McCarthy, and then he threw 3 interceptions. Well, actually, no, he threw 4 interceptions. Yeah, so that's on me. I erased it. But yeah, this was a terrible game. I think the Seahawks had 5 turnovers. Or no, sorry, the Vikings had 5 turnovers. The Seahawks caused 4 turnovers. And Jordan Mason fumbled too, and then picked it back up. This game didn't look like it was going to be how it was, because the first quarter there was 5 punts, no points, obviously, and they had like combined for around like 60 yards after the first quarter was over. It's pretty terrible. And then to get the scoring started off absolutely perfect, on the money for how this game was going, they kick a field goal, and then I don't know what the fuck this dude Max Brosmer's doing, but they're on the 5-yard line. He runs back 20 yards with I think it was DeMarcus Lawrence chasing him, and then he is getting sacked. No joke, I'm reenacting this. Dude is getting sacked, and he is falling over, and he goes and throws the ball like that, and straight to Sidney Jones for a touchdown, 85 yards. Or not Sidney Jones, Ernest Jones. I don't know who Sidney Jones is. I don't even think that's a person. But yeah, field goals, pretty much the story of the game. Charbonnet ended up scoring at the end. Had some crazy downfield blocking from his receivers, but it was a turnover fest, and there was a lot of field goals and defense. I feel like, I know I wrote this down, I think, but the Seahawks, I feel like their defense is good enough to where they could make a run in the playoffs if they don't play the Rams, because I don't think they play the same when they play the Rams. And the Rams, it's not like the Rams are probably still, even though they lost, the best team in the league. But, it's just the Rams are just like every one on their team's veterans, and I just don't trust Sam Darnold. Like, the defense can't bail you out every week, and you're not winning games kicking field goals. So, like, I don't even think. Hold on. I need to see their actual stats. Because they won this game, right? The Seahawks win this game with 219 yards. and 94 passing yards. I will tell you, if you get into a playoff game, you ain't winning shit with that. Because there was a point at like in midway through the third or like getting in the beginning of the fourth that the Vikings had 87 total yards, which is not good. It's not good at all. But also, I guess I did not even know that. When did those happen? I might be down opponents. Am I stupid? If I'm on a kickoff or something? I might be dumb. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. But Sam Darnold had 128 yards, got sacked 4 times for 34 yards, so he only had technically 94 yards. I don't get that shit. That's dumb. Yeah. Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker, they carried the ball 27 times between them, and they don't ever look efficient. I don't know how, but they somehow win games. The leading receiver for the fucking Seahawks was A.J. Barner. And then Cooper Kupp, and somehow JSN had his worst game of the season by 60 yards. So, don't know what happened. I guess Sam Darnold is turning back into Sam Darnold because he got outplayed almost by. Not really, I guess, because that dude got fucking threw 4 picks, but yeah. And then also fucking, I remember how they got a fumble. Actually, I just now remembered. So fucking Tariq Woolen or Reek, I don't know. He likes being called Reek, I guess. But he fucking picked the ball off, runs that bitch back. He looks like he's trying to score. And then somebody, I think, who was it? Jalen Naylor, I think, tackled him, made him fumble, and then Jalen Naylor picked up the fumble. So then the Vikings got the ball back. Pretty funny. But the Seahawks, they have to play better on offense. Have to. They're not going in the playoffs and winning games if their offense is playing like that. And it is 100% Sam Darnold. Like, he has to figure the shit out. Because I think they ran like 20 more plays, if it shows on here. I don't know if it does. It doesn't. Fantastic. Plays? Is that going to tell me? No, it's not. Stupid. I'm a dumb bitch. But, yeah, it was not a very good game for, honestly, it was good. The only people that looked good in this game was Seattle's defense. That is it. Other than that, everyone else in this game should be embarrassed. I think that's all I got on this game. Let me see. Yeah, that is all I have on this game. But Seattle, they are like one game away from being first in that division. I don't think they will because I think the Rams are going to be fine. But, we'll see. Next game we're going to do is the Raiders and the Chargers. This game was kind of weird because at the beginning of the game, nothing was really happening. Because there was a touchdown in the first quarter. That's it. There's a punt, and then the Chargers are I don't know how good they are at possession. I didn't see their statistics for it, but I feel like they had the ball a lot in this game. They had 35 minutes of possession. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. They just run the ball so good, and they make sure they have the ball for a long-ass time. Like their touchdown drives, besides one of them. So they had an 8-minute drive, basically 9-minute drive, and then 51 seconds because I think Geno threw a pick or something. And then, no, they didn't. Never mind. That was a different drive. Never mind. And then they had a 5-minute drive. And hold on, these are not in what I'm, because I think they had drives even where they didn't. Yeah, they had an 8-minute drive where Herbert threw a pick, which is like you still take that shit. They just had the ball. It felt like if you were watching this entire game. But Herbert also got hurt, and he is going to have surgery, they said, on Monday because he fractured his non-throwing hand, which is good. And Trey Lance came in and played for like 3/4 of a drive. He threw one pass, 9 yards. But he 1 pass, 1 completion. You take those. And then he had 4 rushing attempts for 4 yards. So I don't know what the fuck he was doing. Unless he came in and kneed the ball at the end. I'm guessing that's probably what happened. And then Quentin Johnston finally gets on the board again. Obviously, he does that the week I don't fucking play him in fantasy. And I play Zay fucking Flowers, who gets me 0.6, which is fantastic. You always love for that to happen. And then there was one point in this game. The Raiders had 9 plays, and the Chargers had 30. And at that point, Geno Smith had just on that 9th play threw an interception to Tony Jefferson, I think. But I don't know if they counted as a pick or not. I think they did. Could be wrong. Don't quote me on it. And then Brock Bowers. Dude is unreal. I don't even think he had a crazy amount of catches. I think he had like 4. Yeah, 4 catches for 63 yards, but he had 2 touchdowns. And he had, I know I said Puka had the best catch of the year. Brock Bowers then, after that game, may have topped that when dude is getting mauled and they don't even throw the flag. He should have got PI on him and reaches down, almost scoops the ball off the ground, catches it for a touchdown. It was unreal. He's the only reason they even scored today. Because Ashton Genty can't run because he gets hit as soon as he touches the ball. And Ashton Genty actually was our leading reception guy because not Brock Bowers. Geno Smith is throwing the ball as soon as he says hike, basically. So he doesn't get sacked every play. And then also, I don't know when or if he is able to play, but Aiden O'Connell, as soon as he's healthy, put him in the game. Dude was playing perfectly fine for y'all and at least making you look competitive when he was playing. Geno Smith looks like dog shit. Like, it's embarrassing. Geno Smith is bad. But Kamini Vidal, I think that's how you say his name, he's unreal. They're about to be getting fucking Marion Hampton back. Might have, like, if they had a healthy offensive line, I think they could easily have 2 more wins, at least. I don't remember what games they've lost. I think they lost to the Giants, actually. Yeah, they did. They did lose to the Giants. But they easily could have one of the best just talent tree. Like if you just look at all their weapons, so many good fucking players. They got Ladd McConkey, Keenan Allen. I know Keenan's old, but he's still good. Quentin Johnston. Trey Harris has been playing decent. They have Aronde Gadsden, Kamini Vidal, and they're about to get Marion Hampton back. And still have fucking Najee Harris. I know he's not going to play, but they still have Najee Harris, too. Like, it's fucking stupid. And the fucking third string dude that they just signed off their practice squad today, or yesterday, or whatever the fuck, had 4.9 yards of carry on 11 carries and a touchdown. So, I don't know. It just don't make sense. And it's not like they are absolutely fucking dominating. Like, Herbert had 151 passing yards, and they had like 180 rushing yards, or 160. No, it's probably like 180. Yeah, like 180 rushing yards. And the Raiders just couldn't do shit because Geno Smith is dog shit. Like, he's ass. Yeah, I feel bad for them. But the streak for Harbaugh continues every time he has played the Raiders since he's been back. Apparently, he has beat them by double digits. So, if you bet or anything for that, he did it. So that's good. Love to see it. I think that's all I got on this game. Besides, when Marion Hampton comes back, the Chargers need to switch to being a running team. I know you got all these weapons, but you can make your passing so much better if you are able to run the ball, and you run the ball a lot. Say they run the ball, like what, I don't know what the average plays in a game is, but it's probably somewhere around like 50 to 60, I'd guess. If you fucking run, if you say you had 60 plays in a game, run the ball 40 times, throw it 20, or throw it 25, run it 35, something like that. Them with the weapons they have could easily just absolutely dominate time possession and blow people out with that. Especially with the fucking running backs, dude. They don't even have their offensive line. If they had Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt, Joe Alt, they would fucking absolutely be unreal right now, especially running the ball. And then for the last game, I am so happy. The last game of the 4 o'clock window, the Steelers lose again. Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. I feel bad for Aaron Rodgers because he's absolutely getting fucked out there. Not really fucked like his team's fucking him, but they just suck. So Josh Allen in the beginning of the game is running for a first down, slides, gets absolutely fucking demolished, and somehow, literally right in front of a ref, and somehow they don't throw a flag on it. Like he literally slid almost past the ref, and Patrick Queen and someone else come up and hit him, and his head smokes off the ground, and they fucking just like, yeah, no, we're not doing nothing about that. Made no sense. The Steelers got their only points in the second quarter with a 1-yard touchdown on a 6. I think they maybe got the ball from a turnover. I'm not sure. I forget. I was putting up Christmas decorations, so yes, the Bills fumbled the ball. And then there's one scoring drive with 6 plays for 24 yards. The longest drive that the Steelers had was 73 yards, and they turned the ball over. Their longest drive besides that one was 24 yards. That is ass. Absolutely ass. If you think, I don't give a fuck if you're a Steelers fan or not, dude, you cannot think this team is doing anything. You're literally, like, these is not even how long you had the ball. This is your longest yardage of drives. 12? Not even longest. This is just all of them. You had a 12-yard drive, a 6-yard drive, 13-yard drive, 24-yard drives where you scored a touchdown but it was off a turnover, 17 yards, go to halftime, 18 yards, interception, 9 yards, 73 yards, and you turn the ball over, and then 3 yards, and you run the clock out. Don't know how that works. I would be either asking to leave or something if I'm Mike Tomlin. I know there's some Steelers fans that don't want Mike Tomlin to be there anymore, but you guys always ask to be mediocre, it seems like, so I don't know. Because you just want to keep your winning streak of fucking having a winning record alive or something. I don't know. I don't know why you'd want that. I would want to be bad at least maybe 2 or 3 years in a row and get a couple of good draft picks and fucking rebuild or something. And then TJ Watt also got hurt because his teammate pushed somebody on the Bills, and then that dude on the Bills stomped on his foot. So that's kind of ass. This game though, I can't really blame the offenses for not looking crazy good because it was really fucking windy, and it looked like neither team could really throw the ball because of the weather. But like in the first half, like really, it was just nothing happened. Literally, the first half was punts, interception, fumble, and a touchdown and a field goal. That's it. And then the very first play out of halftime is Aaron Rodgers getting absolutely fucking lit up by Joey Bosa. And then I think it was AJ Epinesa picking the ball up. Or no, it was Christian Benford. Sorry. I thought it was AJ. He's 47, 57, whatever. But Christian Benford picking the ball up and then returning it for a touchdown. Aaron Rodgers also gets hurt on that play. They have to put in Mason Rudolph. They kick the ball off. Mason Rudolph gets the ball. And then they run the ball for a 1-yard loss. Then they throw the ball to DK Metcalf. And then there's a penalty on, I forget who it was. I actually did put this on here, I believe. But how, this penalty that they got, which it didn't end up mattering because they threw an interception. DK Metcalf is holding the ball, which it was incomplete because it bounced to him. It was the first time Mason Rudolph threw the ball. It literally bounces to him. He's holding the ball. And AJ Epinesa comes up behind him, literally just taps the ball out. The ball goes in front of him. They throw a flag, 15 yards. How? How is that an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty? That makes no sense to me at all. Absolutely zero. unless the refs are just like being soft. But yeah, makes no sense. And then they run the ball again on their first down that they got for no fucking reason. And then Mason Rudolph said, "Here you go, Christian Benford. I'm going to throw a pick to you." And then I think he played like one more play. That was it. Yeah. He played like one more play in the game. Or that was his only drive, maybe. But it says he's 0-3, so I don't know. He was 0-3. Yeah. So he may have played at another point. I don't know. But he ended up coming in at the end of the game. That's why. Because they were like, "Yeah, Rodgers, you're pretty fucked up right now. Maybe don't do anything." But every time it seems like that the Bills give the ball to James Cook and he plays good, it doesn't even matter if he scores. If he just is balling out, they win games. They need to just play through him. Because Josh Allen, I know he is like a dual threat quarterback, but he is also not the crazy. He's like not the most accurate quarterback, and he has some erratic throws sometimes. And also, you don't have any fucking good receivers, so run the ball more, which they did today, which is good for them. Both of their running backs and Josh Allen were playing good. They need to just run the ball. Give the ball to James Cook almost all the time. Let Josh Allen run his 8 to 10 times every game, and then throw the ball like 20 to 25 times, like I said for the Panthers. Do that shit, and you will definitely be better off and play probably significantly better. You probably would lose less of these stupid fucking games you're losing to whoever the fuck they lost to the other day. And then Josh Allen had that fucking rushing touchdown. He always has a crazy rushing touchdown, which is not surprising. And then he also, on that rushing touchdown, passed Cam Newton for the most rushing touchdowns all time by a quarterback with 76, I think. I think it was 76. I write it down. I did write it down. Yeah, I mean, it's the fucking Steelers suck. Like, sorry to anybody who's a Steelers fan. Not really, because I don't like you. I don't like the Steelers. But yeah, they are bad. They're really bad. This should be a season where you would hope that you get under that fucking mark and don't make the playoffs. You get a good, decent draft pick. Go out there, get some offensive weapons, because you don't need anything on defense, really. You probably just need, if you need anything on defense, it'd be probably secondary, because you guys are a terrible fucking pass defense team. But the only thing you really need is receivers. You don't really need a running back. I know you need a quarterback, obviously, but where you're drafting, you probably don't want to draft a quarterback. Yeah, I would just not do anything good the rest of the season if I was the Steelers. And then they also bring Keon Coleman back after he was suspended for not going to meetings or whatever. Caught a touchdown. Even though, like, this is how shit your receivers are. I know, like, Buffalo's like, yeah, see, we could win without fucking number one receiver. Like, we got rid of Stephon Diggs and we played better. Okay, well, your leading receiver this game, I know the weather plays a factor, but their leading receiver this game was James Cook with 33 yards, and then Dawson Knox and then Ty Johnson. Your actual number one receivers, Khalil Shakir, had one catch for 5 yards. Gabe Davis, which I know they just brought up from the practice squad or whatever, but he had one catch for 5 yards. Keon Coleman, 2 for 9 yards. And Brandon Cooks, who they just got, one catch for 13 yards. That's not going to do it. I will tell you that right now. Will not do it. You are not going to go in the playoffs and win a bunch of games with that fucking shit happening. And then the last drive for the last drive of the game for Buffalo, did I just lose internet connection? I don't think so. There we go. The last drive for Buffalo, they had the ball, I think, for like 9 minutes or something. Might even be more. Yeah, no, they had the ball for exactly 9 minutes and 8 seconds. And I wrote down, because I was watching it as it was happening, but I wrote down that they got the ball with like 10 minutes left and then didn't give it back. But the Steelers literally fucking ran the ball to run the clock out, so they basically didn't fucking even try. Yeah, I mean, the Bills are decent. I don't think they're a great team this year. Buffalo, the Ravens, the Chiefs, the powerhouses of the AFC, it don't look like they are the powerhouses anymore. The Chiefs look like dog shit. They just lost to fucking Cowboys, which the Cowboys have been looking fairly good, and their defense has been getting a lot better. But the Chiefs look like dog shit. The Ravens look ass, and the team I was just talking about, Buffalo, they look like ass. I know they're in the playoffs right now, but they are very, very close to not being in the playoffs if they keep losing. Which I hope they win. I think it's no, they already played all their games against our division. Never mind. But yeah. To the Sunday night game. We got the Commanders and the Broncos. I don't know why I keep clicking on fucking stats. Yeah, this game started off pretty slow. I think in the first quarter there was like 2 or 3 possessions, and it was all punts, or maybe a turnover. I think it was all punts though. No, it was a field goal. Broncos scored a field goal, then it was punts, and then Mariota threw a pick, but then it kind of started kicking off, and then people started scoring. And in the fourth quarter, it started turning into a bunch of fucking punts. But the Broncos defense, I pick them up in fantasy, and all of a sudden they're not going to play good. What is that? What the fuck is this shit? I mean, they didn't play terrible, but they just didn't play very good. Like, Mariota threw the ball 50 times, and you almost lost. I think the Commanders, though, it seems like, which I think is fine, because Chris Rodriguez has been playing good, and so has Jeremy McNichols, but you're not running the ball on the Broncos, really. Bill Krosky-Merritt, I think, is almost out of this offense completely. He's not really been efficient all season. I think he's averaging like maybe 4 or like 3.8 yards a carry on the season, and it's just he's not looking very good. He's averaging 4.4 actually. That's a lot better than I thought, but he's still. I mean, he's played almost started most games, and he's only got 515 yards. Not very good, but he's young. He'll probably end up being in there. Chris Rodriguez and Jeremy McNichols are more veteran, but I think they're still on the younger side. But yeah, Chris Rodriguez has been playing very good for them, and he seems to like give them energy when he comes in and plays. And then it seems like McNichols is more of their receiving back. He comes in and he'll play third down for him, and he'll take a couple of carries. But other than that, I mean, their offense their offense didn't even look good this game. They somehow fucking almost won. And Talanoa Hufanga, dude is a fucking beast. And I don't get this. The Broncos, PFF has to make no sense, because the Broncos, they have, I think it said, what was it, 3 or 4 dudes with 6+ sacks. The only team in the league that have that. Talanoa Hufanga is one of the best safeties in football, and Pat Surtain is the best corner in football. They have the best pass rush in football. They just got Dre Greenlaw back. Alex Singleton didn't miss a week when he had his testicular cancer. I think he may have missed one when he got it removed or whatever. And somehow I'm watching them do the intros for Sunday Night Football, and it's like, this dude's ranked 20th, this dude's ranked 30th, this dude's ranked 50th, this guy's ranked this guy's ranked late. Like, what? All like in the over 20, besides Hufanga, who was ranked second. Which is not surprising. He's really good. But I don't understand how the fuck this defense is the top 3 to. I personally think they're the best defense in football. When you got a dude that can literally almost completely shut down one side of the field, you are going to be a good defense. And I just don't get how they all rank that bad in PFF size if they're that good at defense. It makes zero fucking sense. And then I think it was, I don't know what quarter it was in. Let me go look at the drives. But Dre Greenlaw had an interception. Where's that at? He had a pick. It wasn't in the red zone. I don't believe. It's pretty. Oh no, it wasn't in the red zone. But Dre Greenlaw is. This is more. Dude is standing back against a team like the Broncos, who they have a great pass rush. He runs up and then gets lit up by 3 dudes and throws it straight to Dre Greenlaw. Like you gotta like either throw that away or just take the hit, because that's points. Like those points win you the game. And then Will Lutz field goal. The game started kicking off after the first quarter. Yeah. So then they kick a field goal, and then the fucking Commanders drive right down the field in 5 minutes. 11 plays, 5 minutes, and then somehow this makes no sense. The Broncos ran 10 plays in like 2 minutes, and had a crazy 2-minute what's it called 2-minute offense where Bo Nix had an insane throw. Literally almost made me jump off my couch. I was like, that was fucking crazy. It reminded me of Joe Burrows when he fucking fell over and threw it. But he was like getting tackled, and he throws it sidearm to Cortland Sutton, I think it was. Yeah, Cortland Sutton. And it was beautiful. It was. His knee was literally like this close to hitting the ground. Threw a touchdown to Cortland Sutton at the end of the half on that 2-minute drive, 2-minute drill. It was very good, very fantastic. Love to see that. And then right out of the fucking halftime, the fucking I can't fucking remember their name for some reason. Commanders drive straight down the field again and score a touchdown, and Treylon Burks absolutely shits on Riley Moss. And like they said it even on TV. I wrote it down right when it happened, but I was like, Riley Moss got mossed by Treylon Burks. And that catch was better than every other catch that I saw today that I was like, oh, that's the best catch of the year so far. I thought it was better than Puka's. I thought it was better than Brock Bowers. Fucking Treylon Burks literally jumped, like, has Riley Moss. This should have been, they didn't throw the flag on this either. But Riley Moss should have got pass interference on him. And then Treylon Burks just jumps up one hand like this, catches the ball, and just fucking pulls it in right in Riley Moss's face. Absolutely disgusting. Riley Moss, I know he's their second or third corner. Like sometimes he plays nickel for him or whatever. I think 29 McKellen, I forget his name. But he is normally like their third or second cornerback. But dude, Jahdae Barron has to be better than Riley Moss. Riley Moss does not. Every time I watch a full on like only game I watch the Broncos game. He is just getting bullied. He got bullied by the fucking Commanders with them. No, like Treylon Burks shit on him. And then I forget who else did. There was another dude that did. I think it might have been, I don't know if it was Jalen Lane or who it was, but somebody else shit on him too. Because last year, the one game I watched of the Broncos where they're like in prime time or whatever that I remember because it was the Bengals, T. Higgins was just dumping on fucking Riley Moss's chest the entire game. But a good thing for that people can take away from this game at least is that the Commanders kind of suppressed the Broncos pass rush because they were getting the ball out almost instantaneously every play. I think the stat they pulled up was it was like midway through the third or maybe fourth quarter that Mariota it was Mariota, but that he was getting the ball out average 2.5 seconds, which is the fastest against the Broncos all season. And they had a pressure rate of 5%, which was the lowest in the NFL this year, which the Broncos on average this year were getting pressure 47% of the time. So the Commanders just completely took that away from them. I mean, I don't think that makes the Broncos defense bad, even because if they don't have a pass rush, they still have 4 good cornerbacks because they have, I fucking don't know why I can't remember his name. I have to go look at it real quick. It's making me upset. McMillan, that's his name. So they have McMillan, Riley Moss, Jahdae Barron, Pat Surtain. You have 3 good cornerbacks. Riley Moss is good cornerback, but he sometimes just gets absolutely bullied and targeted. But they have those good cornerbacks, and they need to they can do whatever the fuck they want. They have good safeties. Brennan Jones, I think his name is Brennan Jones. I could be wrong. Yeah, Brandon Jones and Talanoa Hufunga. God damn it. I mean, they have good edge rushers like that are good at closing gaps on fucking run plays, and Hufunga is a good fucking blitzing corner or safety. So they don't need the pass rush, but it's really fucking nice when they have it. And then another fucking bad thing that happened for the Broncos is Bo Nix fucking throwing a pick. I forget when he threw this pick. I'm pretty sure it was a really dumb interception. Why is it not on all drives still? Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, so they had a chance. They threw a pick. I don't know if he's getting hit or what, but he threw this thing straight to Bobby Wagner. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. He had to have been getting hit, or he was running up in the pocket or something. But you gotta. Oh my God. But you have to be able to not do that. It was not good. Let me see how long I've been recording. 1 hour and 9 minutes, and I'm just now on Sunday Night Football. Okay, I gotta wrap this up a little quicker. And then Washington gets 2 field goals in the fourth quarter, take it to overtime. The last 5 drives of this game, besides Washington's drive where they kicked a field goal to tie the game up, were punts. I literally they kicked the field goal to be down by 3. I fucking passed out, and I woke up, and they were kicking a field goal, or they were driving down the field to go into overtime kicking a field goal to go to overtime, and then and then Denver goes straight down the field in 5 fucking plays, scores a touchdown, and my boy RJ Harvey, it's my guy. He saved me in fantasy this week because my team played like dog shit. He scored me 2 tutties. But they went down the field in 5 plays. It was a 12-yard pass to RJ Harvey, then a 12-yard gain, Bo Nix to Trotman. Then Bo Nix throws to Evan Ingram where he's left wide open, runs straight up and through a bunch of dudes, doesn't score. 41 yards. Bo Nix to Cortland Sutton for 6 yards, where I forget what that play was. And then RJ Harvey, that's what it was. It was like on the 6-yard line or something, and he threw it. Or no, it was on the 11-yard line. Got it to the 6-yard pass over the middle. And then they ran it with RJ Harvey. I thought they ran it with him twice, but I guess not. I could have swore they ran it with him twice. But they run it with RJ Harvey, score a touchdown, kick it off to the Commanders. This drive, I'm going to go through this drive because it was nuts. Big play to Terry McLaurin, and then an incomplete pass. And then Mariota rushes for 4 yards, slides, and then another incomplete pass. It's now 4th down, and Denver looks like they won the game. Throw a pick, or he throws an interception, but Talanoa Hufunga got there half a second before the ball got there, and they throw a pass interference flag. So then they get new life. They run the ball up the middle with Jeremy McNichols. They run it again with McNichols. And then a 10-yard holding penalty. So now it's 3rd and 14. And then they throw a 38-yard fucking pass to Deebo Samuel down to the 1-yard line. Or 2-yard line. Left him fucking wide open. And guess who's fucking guarding him? Riley fucking Moss. Dumb motherfucker. And then Denver calls a timeout. They run it up the middle. No gain. Or 1-yard loss because they're dumb. Mariota throws it to Terry McLaurin. Pat Surtain sends it away. And then Mariota throws it down the middle for Zach Ertz. Somehow does not catch the ball. And then Mariota, because it was literally, there was a dude on his back, but he should have caught it. And then Mariota throws it to Terry McLaurin for a touchdown. And then which I think they should have done the same thing because your season's basically over anyways. They go for 2, and Nick Benito gets into Mariota's face immediately and swats the ball out of his, when he's throwing it, he just swats it down. And the Broncos win, which I'm not mad about. But The 1 seed for the AFC will be decided tomorrow because right now it's technically the Broncos because they have 10 wins. But the Patriots play tomorrow, and they actually no, the Patriots have 10 wins already, don't they? Or they have 9 wins. No, they do have 10 wins. Never mind. But if they lose, then they will. Oh no, they got the fucking. Never mind. They have the Broncos over them. I don't know how or what the difference is, but whatever. Yeah. So they're both on 9-game win streaks, which is fucking insane. Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be good playoffs. I can't wait. It's gonna be fun. You're not gonna see all like the only teams right now that are in the playoffs that we see every year are Buffalo and Baltimore. And Baltimore, there's a slight baby dick possibility chance, like I have a baby dick chance that Baltimore and Buffalo don't make it. Houston could easily, how they're playing, come and take Buffalo's spot. And Buffalo, how they played in the past couple of weeks, I know they won today, but they still didn't look great, which obviously I know I said the weather's part of it, but they didn't look great, and Houston's been looking good. They could easily come take their spot. They're one fucking game behind them, and Houston's fighting for that fucking division. And CJ Stroud, if he can come in and go back to CJ Stroud of his rookie year, be nice. But yeah. And then the last game we are going to talk about is the Monday night game. Do a little preview and pick of that. I did not do I don't know why I didn't. I didn't do this, but I'm going to just do it off the top of my head. Giants and the Patriots playing today, technically, in about like 15 hours, 16 hours or something, like 17 hours, something like that. I don't know. Can't do math. 16 hours. This is a game, it looks like that the Patriots should easily win, but I think it will be fairly close, honestly. Jackson Dart coming back. They're not going to have Thibodeau, which is fine because he's not really been playing insanely good anyways. The Patriots might struggle in this game because the whole left side of their offensive line's out. They don't have Will Campbell, and they don't have, I forget his name, I think it's Smith or something. I don't know. It's their left guard. He got hurt last game, and he came out in that game and did not come back. It's not looking good for their offensive line. But Drake May, he's been playing really good all season. They're playing one of the worst defenses in the league in terms of points allowed, yards allowed, rushing yards allowed. And the rushing yards allowed part is not good because how do you allow more rushing yards than the Bengals? I'm sorry. What? I know that probably just changed because the Bengals just had a good game on defense, but what the fuck? How do you allow less rushing yards a game than the Bengals? That makes no fucking sense. Yeah, anyways. The Giants, I don't think are going to win this game. I think it'll be closer than you think, which closer than you think is still not a good game. I think the Patriots probably win by like 10 just because Drake May. And I think that the Giants will put up points just because of Jackson Dart. Like Jackson Dart might have 2 rushing touchdowns tonight, and Drake May might throw fucking 4. But Jackson Dart also can throw the ball, so might be a Theo Johnson night or a Wandale night. You never know. The Giants are just really random, and Wandale's looked pretty good all season. I need Stephon Diggs to do something for me for fantasy, and I think this is crazy. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm pretty sure it is because on Pardon My Take, they said that Drake May has never had a 300-yard game. Dude, I know he hasn't had a bye, but dude has not. He leads the league in passing yards, I'm pretty sure. And he hasn't thrown for 300 yards once in his whole career. That's nuts. But the notes I got on this game really is just Jackson Dart's back. I can't wait. I love Jackson Dart. He's probably my favorite player that's not on the Bengals at this point. And then, because I thought that he should have been the first quarterback taken in the draft, and then probably Shador, and then Cam Ward. But Shador obviously doesn't look great. But Cam Ward also looks like he's kind of more poised, though, because he looks way more professional. I mean, you even see it in the one video when Shador's like talking to Cam Ward, and he's like, "Did you want to make a song or something?" He's like, "Dude, I'm a football player." Like, dude has his mind in the right spot. And then the other thing I had, obviously, the Patriots' offensive line, the left side of it is gone. this game and for I think a couple weeks. And then the Giants, I mean, if they get a lead, are they ever able to keep one? They fucking have tied the record for the most 10-point leads blown in one season in the second half or fourth quarter or whatever. I think it's the fourth quarter. But they literally have been up in 5 games. I think 5 straight games, actually. No, not the Eagles one. They were up, I think, 10 on the Niners. I think they were up 10 on the Bears. Don't know if they were up 10 on the Packers. They were up 10, though, on Detroit. And they lost. All of them. And they're on like a fucking 6-game losing streak or 7-game losing streak or something like that. So, so it's, I don't know how you do that. I mean, that's probably why Dayball got fired. Dayball could easily get a job in the next 2 weeks as an offensive coordinator. So I wouldn't be surprised if you saw that happen. And then the only other thing I had written down, which was on some fucking thing I saw, the Giants, the offensive line has actually been playing decently well. But there is one more thing I wanted to talk about, is Jackson Dart. I love that you want to be the hero, but you got to change how you run, dude. We saw Cam Newton run like how you run. We've seen Anthony Richardson, which I know he's only been in the league for 2 more years than you, but seen him run how you run. They don't last. Like, you will have a concussion every other week and not be able to fucking play a whole season ever. And the one time you will be able to play a whole season, you'll look fucking amazing. And everybody will be like, yes, you're so fucking good. Stop running like an idiot. Stop putting your fucking head down and running into people. Fucking slide, dude. You're the quarterback. You're not a fucking running back. That's what fucking Mr. Cran Eater, Cam Scatterboo, is for. He's going to run and put his head into people. So, yeah, that's the last thing I had on the NFL. Now we're going to do quick talk. Not quick, really. It's going to be a little lengthy. I'm not going to lie. Talk about the NCAA, because it was rivalry weekend. It was a big weekend. Next weekend or 2 weeks from now is going to be an even bigger week. So the first news I'm going to start off with, Lane Kiffin. He is leaving, and he's getting 7 years, $100 million, which I think he doesn't give a single fuck that he's going to be viewed as the villain in this situation. But he is getting such a good situation there. Like, he's getting $25 million a year to throw at recruits to get them to come there. That's insane. I know a lot of schools definitely can do that, but they're definitely not going to do that because he basically will just be able to do whatever the fuck he wants and get whatever recruit. He's basically going there to say, yeah, these kids don't give a fuck about your school. They just want the money, which it will probably look like that. I'm not going to lie. It is going to start looking like that eventually. But we're just going to go over some of the games, some of the things that may have happened from those games. So, Indiana, obviously, they fucking destroy Purdue. Purdue's fucking dog shit. Indiana's offense looks fucking unreal again. What a fucking surprise. And Fernando Mendoza doesn't even have to play good. Like, I mean, he didn't play bad, but he didn't really do much because they were beating the fuck out of him. And then from that game, they're going to go play Ohio State in the Big Ten championship. I personally think that Indiana has a good chance of beating Ohio State. I keep telling people that I think Indiana's going to beat their ass. I said I thought Michigan was going to win. Like, I kept telling people that, but I don't actually think this. I just don't like Ohio State, and it's fun to really rile their fans up because their fans are a bunch of pussies. Anyways, so after that, I mean, Indiana, by the way, they score so much. Ohio State has not seen an offense like that all fucking year. Their best offense that Ohio State has probably played all year is what? Fucking Texas. And Texas didn't figure their team out until like week 8. So, yeah. Good luck with that. I know Ohio State's got fucking basically a whole defense of first-round picks and a whole offense besides quarterback of probably fucking top draft picks, but that is not going to just win you games. Talent does not win you games every time. So, and Julian Sand is good, but I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's really that good. You're fucking throwing two receivers that could easily be picked in the top 10 of their draft class. So, are you really that good? Because Ohio State quarterbacks come out because they always seem like they're going to be so good in the NFL to some of these people, and it's like, no, dude, everyone's going to look good when you're throwing to fucking top 10 picks every year. Like Cardell Jones didn't do shit in the NFL. JT Barrett didn't do shit in the NFL. Justin Fields has had like 2 good seasons in the NFL. CJ Stroud has had 1 good season in the NFL. His second season, he looked like dog shit. Like the Julian Sand's not going to be good. I don't think. And he also looks like he's 10 years old. I don't know how he's even allowed to drive a car if he is. And then after, I'm not going to go over the games that really didn't matter. Because like Utah beating Kansas, like who the fuck cares? Does that have any implication on the college football playoff? No, because no one's going to let Utah in when they have extra spots opening up, because there's going to be Texas and fucking Notre Dame and Miami and all this shit. So we're not going to talk about the games that really don't matter. Ole Miss wins, but they lose Lane Kiffin. So if we're going off of how shit has happened in the past with like Florida State, do they let Ole Miss in? Because if they don't, which I don't think they will, because that's a big reason why they're there. Lane Kiffin. I think they don't let them in. I think they're going to kick them out, and they're going to have some random fucking team come in. Like they're probably going to end up putting Texas or Vanderbilt in. But I don't know why the fuck Lane Kiffin would. I mean, I like that. If I was an Ole Miss fan, he would now be my Brian Kelly, because I hate Brian Kelly because in 2009, or I think it was 2009. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. I was a lot younger. But UC had a chance to. We were fucking I think a play away from making the BCS national championship, and ended up not making it because Texas beat Nebraska, or Nebraska beat Texas, or something. I forget what it was. I think Texas beat Nebraska, and then we had to go play Florida. But we had been good for like 2 or 3 years now in a row, where we were like ranked, but we weren't like super good. And then that year we went undefeated, I think. And we get to go play the Sugar Bowl against Tim Tebow. And Brian Kelly leaves and doesn't fucking tell anybody he's leaving, and goes to Notre Dame and doesn't do shit at Notre Dame because he's a bitch. If I was an Ole Miss fan, I would have a lot of hatred in my heart for Ole Miss. I would not. I would want to play LSU every year and beat the absolute fuck out of them. And if I was Ole Miss, I would go out there and try and get the best fucking coach on the market and throw all the money in the world at them and let them do exactly what LSU's doing. But anyways, sorry. They just piss. I hate when coaches do shit like that. But it's just mostly because I have had my own experience with it, where my tiny ass school gets a good coach. Actually, it's happened to us twice now. We have a tiny school, not really tiny, but like small in terms of sports, and we get a good coach, and they come and they make us look so nice, and then they're like, yeah, this my dream job is to go to Notre Dame. I would really love to go coach at Wisconsin. Well, you went to Wisconsin and you've won fucking like 10 games in fucking 2 or 3 years now. Like, go fuck yourself. And Brian Kelly, you went to Notre Dame, the most fucking prestigious school in the country, probably to coach football at, because of Lee Corso. And you fucking, or not Lee Corso. Is it Lee Corso? Am I dumb? Who is it? Yeah, it is Lee Corso. And you go there and fucking you go to like 2 or 3 natties and you fucking lose all of them. No, they didn't win, did they? No, they didn't. I don't think they did. I know they got blown out by Bama. I know they got the fuck kicked out of them by Ohio State, which I hate Ohio State, but I hate Notre Dame more than I hate Ohio State because of Brian Kelly. But anyways, we'll just move on to the next one. Sorry about that. It's a rant. I just don't like Brian Kelly. Texas knocks off Texas A&M, which knocks Texas A&M effectively out of the SEC title game, and now basically, which I mean, they no matter what, we're getting into the playoffs. but now they don't have to play against Georgia or Alabama. I think they would have played against Georgia. But I think depending on how bad they would have lost that game, because I think they probably would have, they would have gotten knocked down pretty far. And I don't know. I doubt it. But there is a slight chance with Ole Miss, because I think they will hold that against them, that Ole Miss gets out of the playoffs because of Lane Kiffin, that Texas has a really, really good chance to get in. I think it'll probably be Vanderbilt before Texas, but Texas, that was probably the biggest win of the season for anybody, because that really could propel them straight into the playoffs, and it would be big. Like, I know Vanderbilt, they had their, because they haven't really, I don't think they beat any crazy good teams, but I know they lost to Bama, and they lost to Georgia. No, who was it? Ole Miss? I forget who it was. I think it was Ole Miss or something like that. But yeah, I think there's a good chance that Texas get in. I don't think they will, but we'll see. And then because it's gonna get, the playoffs is about to get really weird because of the ACC. So Georgia squeaks out a fucking win against Georgia Tech. Georgia is, their offense is so weird. Their defense is so weird. Their defense plays like dog shit a lot, and their offense plays like dog shit sometimes, but I don't know. They're just confusing. I think it's Georgia. It's Kirby Smart. They're going to fucking win a lot of games. They're probably going to win a couple of games in the playoffs. We'll see how it goes, but it's Georgia. I mean, they have realistically probably the best head coach in the country with Kirby Smart, because they never have really a great quarterback, and they always win games. So, yeah, I wrote some of these down, but I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to talk about shit that doesn't matter. So the next one, Ohio State and Michigan. I was talking about the game as if Michigan had a chance. I did not think Michigan was going to win this game. I bet on Ohio State to win this game by 14.5 points. So I just wanted Ohio State to lose. I don't like Ohio State. Their fans annoy me. They're like Cowboys fans. They act like they're fucking years every year. I know they've won, 3 natties in the last 17 years or something like that, but maybe more. Maybe 4. Let me see. Hold on. Ohio State. Stop it. They recently, okay, so 24. Oh, so never mind. They won 2 years in a row? No, they didn't. Oh, okay. So yeah, they won in the last 25 years, 3 of them, which is good. But Alabama's won 6? LSU won then that's basically a fucking Alabama one because of fucking Nick Saban. Florida has fucking 2. They act like it's their year every year, and I don't get it, because especially now with how NIL, once that shit fully is in and going, Ohio State ain't winning every year. They're not. I know they look really fucking unreal right now, but they also have stupid fucking good people that were already there, like Jeremiah Smith, which he now is probably getting paid a fuck ton of money. Carnell Tate probably getting paid a shit ton of money. Because, when y'all had Kyle McCord, y'all didn't look that good. When y'all had Will Howard, that was probably the best. Your offense looked better than it did this year, but your defense just got better. And in this game, dude, I don't understand how they call this Jeremiah Smith touchdown a touchdown. He catches the ball. He runs 5 steps or 6 or something like that. I don't know. And then gets right next to the end zone, bobbles the ball, doesn't take another step in bounds, and then fucking goes out. And the fucking referee that they have, I forget who it was, Dean Blandino or whoever, comes on the fucking air and is like, yeah, that should be a touchback. And they were like, nope, sorry, touchdown. We didn't see anything. He fucking stepped out of bounds. You could see clear as day he stepped out of bounds. But whatever. Ohio State, other than that, they still look good. Michigan, they The running back Jordan Marshall. I know they didn't have Justice Haynes either, but their running back Jordan Marshall got hurt like fucking midway through their first drive, and the dude they had, I forgot his name, Crusdall or whatever. He's not very good, and Jordan Marshall would have probably made the game look a little better if they had Justin Haynes. The game or Justice Haynes, the game would have looked a lot different because they that first drive ran the ball straight down Ohio State's throat, and then also Shamar Moore. I don't think is a good coach. He is like you have to go get if you're gonna fucking pay Bryce Underwood $12 million a year or whatever the fuck it is. You need to go get some fucking dudes to help this man out. He has no one to throw to, dude. Like, what's the point in getting him to come there if you're not going to be able to fucking do anything with him? I think there's a decent chance he enters the transfer portal, doesn't give a fuck about your stupid NIL money, and goes straight to LSU where he was going to go before. Big fucking chance that happens. Because unless you decide you're going to pay him like $20 million, which why would you want to do that? You're not going to fucking do anything with him. Stupid. That's why I don't like the NIL thing, because these coaches are going to run the offenses they want to run. It doesn't matter what fucking players they get, unless it's like somebody that literally can't run that offense. Like if you got like, say, someone that plays like Drew Brees to run a fucking like a read option offense or something, like a fucking Army offense. Obviously, you're not doing that. The NIL shit is gonna get ridiculous in the next couple of years, especially with this Lane Kiffin thing. They won their game, basically clinched themselves a playoff spot because they don't have to play in the Big Ten championship. Oklahoma did the same fucking thing, clinched a spot in the playoffs basically because they don't fucking have to play in the SEC championship. And then another one was who was it? Notre Dame. They don't fucking play in a conference championship, so they fucking secured their spot in the fucking playoffs as well. And then Alabama squeaked out a win against Auburn because Auburn fucking throws this receiver and he fumbles the fucking ball when Auburn is taking it straight down the fucking field on Alabama. And it looks like they're in prime position to score, and they don't, and they lose. So, yeah, unfortunate. But because every team that was ranked this week or whatever, I wanted them all to lose. But then we got Miami. I don't know if they're making the playoffs, honestly, because they're not in the ACC championship game. They needed somebody to lose. Who was it? Virginia. They needed Virginia, I think, to lose for them to get in, and they didn't. So now the ACC championship is Virginia versus Duke. If Duke wins, they're not getting in the playoffs. They're not. They're fucking gonna be 8-5. They're not gonna let them in the playoffs. It's gonna be the AAC champion and the like Sun Belt champion or whatever the fuck James Madison's in, because James Madison is probably gonna go up and be ranked. And Tulane, I think they're gonna lose to North Texas, with North Texas, I think, is gonna be. Which North Texas should already be ranked over Tulane anyways. But North Texas is probably going to beat Tulane next week, and they'll get in. So there'll be 2 group of 5 teams in, and not all Power 4 teams in, because that's how the rules, I'm pretty sure, are now, is that those teams, if it's the highest ranked, the 5 highest ranked conference champions get in. And it's about to get weird for college football. I'll tell you that much. I need to see. Let me pull up a bracket. So let's see here. I need to move this. Thank you. I don't believe this is a predictor. Oh, it is prediction. I did not mean to look at this one. I'm gonna do my own prediction or see if I kind of agree with this or not. So this is what the Joe Tanzi, I guess, his prediction for the college football playoff is right now, because obviously we still have conference championship next week, but OSU is the 1 seed, then Indiana 2, UGA 3, Texas Tech is 4, and then 5 is Oregon playing Tulane, 6 is Ole Miss playing Virginia, and then 7 is A&M playing Bama, and then Oklahoma playing Notre Dame, 8 and 9 seed. I think that it probably will look like this, But after conference championship week, I think that UVA will be out if they lose. But if they win, that's good for the college football playoff. I just think that it's going to be kind of tough because Duke's got a fucking good quarterback, and Virginia has had some weird losses. So I don't know. They could lose this game. Yeah, I mean, it's just gonna be weird, dude. Because I don't think Tulane is winning. I think North Texas is gonna take their spot. And if North Texas wins, I personally think that they in general have the best shout to be in the playoffs before, even over Tulane now. They only have one loss. Tulane has fucking 2 losses. North Texas has had one of the best offenses in the country, I'm pretty sure, over the course of the season. And I think they would put up the best fight against one of these good teams because they score so much. But I would probably say that it will be OSU 1, Indiana 2, UJ will be 3. I think Texas Tech was 5 last week, so yeah, they'll probably go up. I think A&M will probably fall just ones, like to 5 probably, because maybe I think they'll be 5 though, maybe 6. Oregon might stay over. I would say A&M will be 5 or 6. I don't think they'll fall that far. And then Ole Miss will probably be 7 playing Bama. And then it'll be Oklahoma and Notre Dame. And I think just because they don't know the champions are yet, they're still going to put Miami in, if they even can. I don't know if they can do that. And then they'll have Tulane there, but I think that it will end up being North Texas. And I don't know if it will be North Texas and James Madison or what, but it's about to get fucking very weird. Very, very weird. I think that Oregon, Ole Miss, Oklahoma lock up playoff spots. Yeah. Ohio State, Indiana set up for a top 10, number 1 overall seed showdown. Yeah. I mean, because next week, the conference championships, I'm not going to talk about them right now because they're going to be big, and I'm going to talk about them on Friday. Or, yeah. I'm going to talk about them on Friday because I'm going to post on Friday because I can't post on. I would record Thursday to talk and night and record and talk about the Thursday game and then talk about what's going to happen on the weekend. So that way I can do it on Friday. But I work on the night shift, so I can't do that. And I'm off today, so I can record right now. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I have. But it's going to be a fun fucking week of college football I think it's next week. And it will be, I can't wait to see what it's going to look like after because it's going to be exciting. I forgot I was going to do another ad read, but I forgot to. I'm sorry. But if you made it this far, thank you. Love all the people that watch. If you're watching all the way through, I know Owen does. My little brother, love you. But I mostly am just doing this for fun. I just like to talk about sports. I don't have a bunch of people to really talk about sports with all the time, and most of the time, if I do, people just like to argue, which is fine. I think it's fun to debate sports, anyways. But I just do it because it's fun. I like to talk about it. I don't have a bunch of people to talk about it with, so I just do this, and that's why I was doing it with Max, and then he's, got his things going on. But that will be the end of it. So, you know how these episodes end. You go to wannaparlay.com. You use promo code JMP, and that's wannaparlay. WANNA promo code 10%, not 10%, $10 to $250. 100% of that deposit and match. So if you deposit $250, you get $250. You deposit $10, you get $10. So go use that code, and helps us out. And just keep watching. Follow TikTok, the Instagram. I mean, Instagram I don't really post on, but TikTok, YouTube. So that way we can rise together. You watch, and we Maybe we get famous in one day. We make money off of this. That would be fucking sick. It's always been my dream to make money off of talking about sports. But, doesn't matter. Even if I'd never get famous, I'll probably keep doing this because it's fun. But love y'all. Peace.